Hi guys, I thought I'd do a skincare video today because I think it's very important to understand a reviewer's perspective before getting into their reviews. For me, I have really dry skin, and I also suffer from allergies from dryness and weather changes. So I think it's really important for you to sort of understand where I'm coming from before I do any more reviews on foundations, on skincare, and other makeup products. To give you a little bit of background, I grew up in Canada and I moved back to Hong Kong about 5 or 6 years ago, and I've been suffering from allergies ever since I moved back to Hong Kong. And I didn't know why at first. It was really frustrating. My skin just didn't like the weather. It was always dry, and whenever I felt dry, my skin would break out in rashes, in little red dots. Sometimes they are itchy, sometimes not, and I've tried so many products throughout the years. I just kept trying and trying and trying, and I wasted a lot of money because at first I didn't really understand my skin all that much. I never really had problems in Canada, so my skincare was really basic when I was young. So that really created a lot of problems for me. I tried many different products from drugstore to high-end, and I guess the more products you use, sometimes the worse it gets, but it's just really important to find the right skincare for you, and it does take a while sometimes, especially if you've got really problematic skin like me. I think I finally found a basic skincare routine that works well for me for the last 2 years now. I will also be dividing my skincare videos into 3 parts. The first part today will be about my basic skincare, the skincare that I use all the time, every single day, and also when I break out and when I have allergies. The second one will be about any anti-aging products or any more sophisticated things that I use and I incorporate into my routine. And the third one will be about SOS products, like face masks or creams that I use if I don't get enough sleep, and any other special type of products that I use. Starting with cleansers, I've been loving this Biore oil cleanser. I change up my cleansers from time to time, but lately I've been loving this. And I don't use an additional cleanser on top of this, just because I find that this in itself is already enough for me. At night, I would use this twice, the first time to remove makeup and the second time to just give a thorough cleanse to my skin. And in the daytime, I would just use this once. And I think that it leaves my skin really soft, and I feel like it's already enough for my skin, and it's just as long as it's clean. I don't need to strip away all the extra oils on my skin. If I have heavy eye makeup on, I will use an eye makeup remover. Now this one is Bethesda. It's a Japanese drugstore product, and it's just a biphase makeup remover that is very similar to the Lancome one. I used to use the Lancome one, but I actually think that this one works a little bit better and it's a lot cheaper. So I'm almost done with this, and I will keep on repurchasing this. I will then go on to tone my skin. This is the Moisture Lotion 3 Enrich by Curel. Curel is a drugstore line that you can get at any Watsons in Hong Kong, Macau, or anywhere that has Watsons, and it's a great line. They don't actually get a lot of hype, but I've discovered this about 3 years ago, and I've been using it ever since. This is actually the product that changed my skin. When I found this, I was really skeptical because I tried a lot of products and none of them work, so I kind of expected things not to work. It made my rashes go away almost overnight, and I just think it's really good. There's no smell and it doesn't feel sticky, but when you put it on, you will know that it feels moisturizing. Now, there are 3 types of moisture lotions. This is number 3, which is the most hydrating one. I've tried number 2, but I've never tried number 1. I know that number 2 and number 3 are actually very different. So if you have really dry skin, I recommend using number 3. While I wait for my toner to settle in, I will go ahead to put some eye cream on. This is the La Mer The Eye Concentrate. I've been using this for a couple years now. I've repurchased at least 4 jars of this. Now, I don't think this is a miracle product. I don't know how well it does in terms of reducing any wrinkles or lifting or anything like that, but I like this because of the texture. In the daytime, I do need to put concealer on, and it works well with concealers. A lot of eye creams don't work really well with concealers. They can either be too creamy or too oily. It's either that or it's not hydrating enough. But in the nighttime, this is also hydrating enough for me, so I think it's a good balance. And I don't need to purchase 2 separate eye creams for day and night. Once my toner dries, I will go ahead and put on a serum. This is the Skinceuticals CE Ferulic Serum. It's a high potency triple antioxidant treatment. And it's just a really liquidy formula. It's a little bit tacky, but if you don't put too much on, it's okay. I only use this in the daytime because that's what it tells me to do. I can't judge whether this has any anti-aging benefits right now, but I think in a couple years down the line, I would be able to tell. I just think that it's an easy to use serum. It's very thinly textured. It doesn't interfere with my makeup, so it's something that I do want to keep using. Once that serum sinks in, I will go ahead and use another serum. This is the YSL Forever Youth Liberator Serum. It might sound weird that I use 2 serums, but I think the CE Ferulic doesn't really offer much hydration, and this one offers me a lot of hydration. After I use this, my skin feels really plump, and I use this in the daytime and the nighttime as well. I've repurchased this a few times already, so this is one of my most loved serums because it actually gives me immediate effects. A lot of serums don't give me immediate effects, and they claim they can do this and that, but it's hard to judge, so I need something that I can feel right away, and this is one of the products that I think helps in terms of hydrating my skin. The last step of my daytime routine is to put on a lotion, and this is the Moisture Face Milk by Curel. I discovered this at the same time as the toner, and it's a hero product for me as well. This works really well with the toner. If I have any allergies, I would just use the toner and this face milk, and that's it, and it just works miracles. It's a very liquidy formula, but it gives me so much hydration, and at first I was quite skeptical about this product. I didn't think it was going to work all that well because it's a very runny texture, and it just doesn't seem really moisturizing, because before I always thought that the thicker the cream, the better. The thicker the cream means the more moisturizing it is, but I later found out that that wasn't the case. And a lot of times thick creams can actually be less moisturizing than lotion, because thick creams might not absorb into the skin as well. And a lot of thick creams, let's say the high-end ones, claim that they have a lot of anti-aging properties. So most of the ingredients are the anti-aging ingredients more than the moisturizing ones, and I just don't think that one cream can give you the best anti-aging benefits and also hydration as well, so I like to keep it separate. That is why I use very simple hydrating lotions and creams, and if I want any anti-aging effects, I would just use some anti-aging serum underneath. I have to say that this lotion also works really well underneath makeup, and this is a very important part of your skincare as well. In the daytime, if you are someone that uses makeup every day, you do need to choose the right skincare that would work well with your makeup. A lot of products don't work well with makeup. They may be too tacky, sticky, or too oily, and makeup just doesn't sit right on top, and it really affects your foundation application. So when you read reviews, a lot of times it's really important to understand what that person used underneath as well, and it's not just about primer, it's about what's underneath the primer as well. And a lot of people don't really touch on that point, so I do want to stress that when you read reviews or watch videos, do think about what skin type that person has and what type of products that person used underneath. In the nighttime, I will put a little bit more products on, and after I put on the lotion, I will put on this Intensive Moisture Cream by Curel again. It's just a little bit thicker than the lotion, and it adds a little bit more moisture. The last step is to use an overnight mask. Now, I live in a place where it's really hot and I have to turn on the AC 24/7, so the air conditioning really dries up my skin, and I do need something to sort of seal in the moisture during the night. And I have the Clinique Moisture Surge Overnight Mask here. This is my favorite one I've tried so far. It has no smell or anything like that, and it just does its job. It's also not too expensive. I think that most Clinique things are not too expensive. So I really do like it, and I'm almost out and I will repurchase this. Now, it may sound like I use a lot of products on my skin and it's just too much, but keep in mind that I do only use a very small amount, and I keep every layer very thin, and I wait for every layer to dry, at least 90% dry before I put on the next layer. So as long as you don't put too much on, I think layering is a really good technique. Each layer will help the next layer absorb a little bit better. And that is it for my day and night basic skincare routine. I hope you found this helpful, and if you have any problems that are similar to mine, I hope you found some good tips. I know that a lot of you won't be able to find the products that I used in this video, but I think what's important is that you can find some tips for yourself. I will give you some reviews on foundations and skincare in the future, and I hope you will understand where my perspective is coming from, and it will help you understand the review a little bit more. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos to come. Bye!